I speak about it a lot, but I think it's really an essential thing to understand about this meditation practice. And people often ask me, what is the end product? What is the goal? And there are a couple of end products in doing this. And probably the most important one is building an inner life, that is strong enough to keep one's heart open and to be able to live here with compassion, with love. And I mean, these are basically just words until a person builds a system inside where they become actualities. And it's something I think of significance because every human being wants to be happy. I've met people who have told me that's impossible to be happy, but I've never met anybody who said they wouldn't have it. They would, and yet the development of a chakra system enables us to have the inner strength to do this, to keep the heart open, to feel gratitude, for our lives, for what's been given to us in our lives, and the great treasure that life is.
Mm.
Uh, this is an essential ingredient. I mean, it really is the end game of doing deep inner work because happy people are really enlightened people. People that live with their hearts open, they understand how to live with unconditional love and to function that way every day. These enlightened people, these are people that have truly found God in their life. So it's not so complicated in terms of, the understanding of the mystical aspects of it and all this, uh, you know, language and this and that that people, you know, talk about. It's just simply having one's heart open, having that kind of inner strength. And how do you build that inner strength? You build it by the development of a chakra system, giving one foundation, the grounding, a quiet mind, an open throat chakra so we can communicate consciously with other human beings, the ability to make conscious use of our sexual energy, which basically is energy that gives birth to us. It not only gives birth to every living creature, each and every one of us is a product of our sexual energy activating Kundalini. And we're
Mm.
giving birth to that energy force that truly takes us to God, that takes us to a transcendental place that's outside of time and space. And all of this works together, the cosmic, the human, it's not separate from each other. And we can't excuse ourselves because, oh, I'm incapable of doing that. Everyone has the tools. It depends on how we use them and what we do to develop the kind of inner life that I'm talking about. And the wonderful thing about it is it deprives us of nothing. You know, I mean, all the things that people covet, money and success and family and how it brings all that if we have to experience that in our karma, so that we not only experience it, we learn how to live it in a very profound way and at the same time be free of it. It doesn't suck our lives out of us. I know I talk about this a lot, but it's the absolute fundamental need that a human being should have if they want to have not only a spiritual life, but to live here like a human being.
Mm.
Openness, happiness, to be able to function that way. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? And another thing that is really essential, nobody should be upset at themselves because they're not perfect. This is a very big problem in the world. I can't do it. I can't sit for 5 minutes and meditate. I'm not perfect. Everything in life requires us to learn how to do it. Everything. You want to be a doctor? You got to learn how to do it. A lawyer, a business person, or this, whatever it is we have to do, we have to learn how to do it. And it's no excuse. I can't sit. I have too much noise in my head. Everybody has noise in their head. But then we learn how to master the inner chaos. And when you master the inner chaos, it opens the heart and enables us to have a spiritual life. So when people tell me, well, I tried meditation, but I can't keep my head quiet. It's almost like a joke. I remember when I first sat down to do this, I couldn't sit 5 minutes without having this noise box screaming in my head. And then practice and practice and practice. And suddenly you become a master of your inner self. Suddenly you learn how to master the art of music, painting, whatever, life, cooking, Nobody's a gourmet cook until they learn how to be a gourmet cook. So meditation is no different. And the things that are wrong with us, that bother us, are the things that are a constant reminder how necessary it is for us to grow inside, to find a state of inner quiet, inner peace. I mean, problems are not problems. They're just reminders that you have to do the work on yourself to grow. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? I know I talk about these things a lot, but it's the very human element that we manage to fix in ourselves, that enables us to have a spiritual life. It's not knowing all the cosmological terms and all the gods and goddesses and this and that and figuring out how the cosmos should work. I mean, it's all nonsense. It's just simply learning to be a human being. And that's a pretty big job.
Mm.
Does anyone have a question they would like to? I wish there were questions, they produce some really amazing answers, but okay. All right, there'll be a meditation class this evening at 7:30 my time. Pat will be teaching the class. So if you're hopefully in the Western Hemisphere and you want to have a meditation class, people in Europe and in Israel, it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But there will be a class this evening at 7:30 Eastern Time. And thank you. God bless you all. And as I've said over and over again, your presence in these classes has enabled me to grow so much in my life that I just have nothing but profound gratitude to each and every one of you. The questions you've asked produce this book I've written, and I think it's an important book. I don't know. I shouldn't pat myself on the shoulders. But it's a book that really required very profound effort on my part to put it together. But it came out of these classes. The whole thing came out of these classes. And I have nothing but gratitude to each. As I've told you all, there's an acknowledgement there to everybody that attends these Zoom classes, made it possible for this book to come, to be created. So God bless you all and thank you. And there'll be meditation on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you and bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Bye.
See you next week.